right? Awesome. That is one hell of a delay. Well, I'm hoping my internet stays live. Xfinity, in their grand wisdom, keeps dropping the connection. God, I hate Xfinity. I hate Comcast altogether. Never had good experience with Comcast ever. That's not what I wanted. So, hello, how's it going? I'm Michael the WriterSanctuary, and today we're going to be taking a look at doing a Textbroker order. Well, not necessarily an actual order. This is going to be a mock-up because I don't want to get in trouble with Textbroker by showing client information. But I had my friend write me up an order exactly how one of my highest paying clients used to send them to me. And I haven't really looked into it much. So I have a basic idea what it's about, but not really. So I've been really careful not to look at it so that I can't plan it in my head. And this is going to be the exact process I take when setting up a Textbroker order. And you can do this not just for Textbroker, you can do it for just about any content that you create, whether it's for your own blog or for private clients. So it's just a good flow of how I get things going. And later on, we'll do an AMA. And yeah, I had something I was going to say and I completely forgot. But I am setting some stuff up for hitting 1,000 subscribers. So we'll be talking about that after this little tutorial. So let's dive into it, shall we? All right, so before we get started, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can always throw it in the chat section. I'm paying attention to it, so feel free to ask as I get things ready. And it pretty much is ready. What I do, first thing is that I use WordPress to write just about every piece of content. And that's because there's a lot of things I add to WordPress that help me write that content for clients. Now, in the case of Textbroker, I use Yoast SEO to gauge its readability. And when you're writing articles for just about anybody, you want to make sure your content's easy to read. That's because the average reading level of people on the internet is at 8th grade. So you want to keep your score fairly good. So, bam, now there's WordPress. That's how bright my monitor is. Alrighty, so let's jump into it, shall we? Okay, so this is my own personal install of WordPress on my desktop computer. I did a tutorial recently about installing WordPress. It uses Bitnami. It's really simple and easy to do. And it's great for a staging area. You can do just about anything you want to it. It's essentially WordPress. So anything you can install on WordPress, you can install on your computer. I've already played with Add Rotate and a few other plugins, but the only one I'm going to be concerned with is Yoast SEO. This score right here, the readability. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my Textbroker order. I'm going to copy and paste it into a classic editor block because I can't stand Gutenberg blocks. Okay, so this is what a similar article that I would get from one of my higher paying clients from a long time ago. So we have a word count of 1,200 to 1,500 words. Composting needs to be used 3 to 5 times. That should be okay. First person writing, all right. It's our green living. And then the reference article is Inclusive Guide Home Composting. Okay, so she didn't really go into details onto what all they want. So what we're going to do is grab this here and take a look at what they're talking about. Copy. And well, I guess I could have just added it to the damn address bar. That'd have been a hell of a lot easier. Okay, so they want something similar to this, huh? Okay, so how to compost at home, a beginner's guide. All right. See, right now I'm just skimming through to see how they have it laid out. They got almost looked like it's starting to an infographic. Okay, so we got different headers for the types. Water and oxygen, common compost problems. Okay. Looks like they have a couple of Q&As in there. Is my compost ready? All right. So Looks like a basic how-to-ish. Looks like they go more into detail onto each each thing is. So like compost in a bin or in an open pit. Looks like they do a comparison between the two: carbon, nitrogen, water, and oxygen. Okay, so they give a list of things that do carbon and nitrogen. That's kind of handy, actually. Okay, so now we got to plan out how we're going to set this up. So let's see, how are we going to start this article here? Since they really didn't go into too much detail, I'm also going to look up something else. How to compost at home. All right, what do we got here? Okay, so we have something from NPR. All right, so let's take a look at the top one, I guess. That'd be the best place to start, probably. Normally, I would go through a lot faster than this, but I'm going slow so that I can explain what I'm doing. Okay, their intro. The other steps, select your food scraps. Store those food scraps, place cover. Okay. All right, so go into detail about it. Waste, aerate. All right, resources. Okay. So this is a step tutorial. Okay, so I'm going to do something like this here. Let's do a title. Let's see, composting. How to set up? I don't know if I like that. Cool thing about is it this one? No, I don't have the plugin installed. If I had Jetpack installed on my home WordPress, it would show me the title, how well it scores for sharing social media. I have it on my other blogs, but not on the home one. I don't know if I like that word. I might have to change that later on. But so this is going to be like a rough draft: how to set up composting at home. So we're going to be combining the two and coming up with something unique. So let's say, okay, first I want to set up the outline. I always set up the outline on every article I write because it makes it a hell of a lot easier. Hey, Diana Brain, how's it going? So if I do, see, we want an H2 here. So how to set up composting at home. Let's see, what if we did a composting? God, we could do it at home and do on a budget. That'd actually be a fairly good one. Composting on a budget. So that's going to be our H2. Now we're going to set up our steps. I really had a rough day, so this will be a nice break. Well, that's good. Well, not good that you had a bad day, but good that you're spending it here with me, because I try to make everything better. Composting on a budget. Now our steps are going to include, let's see, since I don't know how to do composting at home, I'm going to skim through all of these. So we need our food and scraps. So what if we combined the list here with our food and scraps? So we'll do, God, I don't like copying other people's numbers, but for the most part, everybody does it. Step one, method one, stuff like that. So one, we don't want it to be the same thing. Essentially what I'm doing is skyscraping both articles into one, which it should work. As long as it's unique, it doesn't really matter. And we're going to add a little bit extra on it because we're also going to be aiming for probably some featured snippets, and some people also ask questions because it adds more to it. And I'm going to be doing a video on Friday about revamping your blog posts, and I'm going to show you why you should aim for the featured snippet and the people also ask section of older articles, because it makes a huge difference. So anyway, composting on a budget. Let's see. We know what to compost. That's going to be our first step. Okay. Proper storage devices. Now I know, basically, there's a couple of different ways you can store food scraps for when you're composting. So I'm going to know already off the bat, because I know too much junk as it is. Know what to compost. Select your storage method. Okay. Okay. You know what? I think you would need to know where you're going to put your compost pile before your storage. So we're going to change it up a bit. Let's see. Section off. And then select your storage method is going to be number 3. Because you can store a bunch of stuff, but if you don't know where you're going to be putting it, then it's almost pointless. Alrighty. Choose a place to make your compost. So we'll have to skim through that while we're writing. I'm not going to do that part of it because it's not really riveting content to sit here and listen to me type for the next 20 minutes. So this is just doing the basic outline and what I want to do. So, okay. So we're going to do step 4. Can you up the compost? Oops, that's not what I want to do. And oh, almost clicked on the wrong one there. There we go. Wait and aerate. Okay. Five. Isn't that part of mix of stirring it up, I guess? Rotate the pile. Okay, so you do need to rotate. And he loves the smelling finished compost. Ew. I don't. Which is funny considering how I live near a rural area, so I smell cows all the damn time. I don't want to smell compost. Everybody each their own, I guess. Okay, so this part is about stirring it up and then waiting. So what we're going to do is keep it in motion and use the compost. The last one, keep it in motion. But we know that no, see that we just did that one. Mixing up the compost. Okay, so that one's going to be, that doesn't make sense. Wait and aerate. Maybe I'm not, okay. Okay. Oops. God, this new mouse. Not really new, but my old one broke, so I had to use the one off my laptop. This mouse is like wicked fast. Hey, Chris Testoff, how's it going? Keep it airy. Oh, there we go. No. I'm trying to be fancy with words. I don't know if I can do that. Keep it aerated. Okay, and then we're going to use the compost, but we're going to put a subheader in here. So what we're going to wind up doing is a little bit more research, and then we're going to find out when's the best time to use to use the compost, and we'll make a list of times that are the best to do. So I'm probably gonna have to go through about 4 or 5 different websites to find the information I'm looking for. But I do want to add this list here. So we're going to, that is not what I was doing. There we go. Okay. We'll do another subheading. There's types of ways to compost. What I'll wind up doing is like this is just the basic outline, and as I write, excuse me, when I write, I will change these as I go along. So whatever I have right here right now isn't necessarily what's going to be in the finished product. Best types of waste, that's going to include that list. What else can we snag? Know what to compost. Okay, storage methods. This one will be a listicle or a list item of types of storage methods. So I'm only making a bullet point here so that way I remember that I want to look up as many different types of storage as possible, the different kinds of containers, whether you can use plastic or metal. I want to do a bullet list of a whole bunch of different things under this step here. So this is just a reminder that I need to look that up. And then we need a conclusion. Garden. I don't know if I like that conclusion. I'm on the spot. Like when I'm doing it right out of my head, it's so much easier. Come back and brighten up. Can brighten your garden. That's true. That would be a conclusion to all the steps. So while I'm doing that, okay, so now let's go ahead and add the headers. So we're going to make this a header 2. We're going to make this header 3. And these smaller ones are going to be header 4. Now, not all clients are going to care about the header 4, at which case I would just go back and rewrite them. Hey, how's it going, Ron? So those were 3s, right? 3, 3. Yes, because I'm following a hierarchy of headers, and it's so much easier to do it in WordPress. So we're going to make this a 3. Make that a 3. Make this a 3. Make this a... Okay, this was going to be a subheading under that, so that's going to be a 4. And then this is going to be a 2. Because I always put my opening and my closing as 2s, and then any other vital, important information that sets it apart. So essentially, if you follow the header structure, then it's not all that difficult. So right now, I am at, well, 69 words. Woot! So then I want to go through and I'd write 1,200, 1,500 words. So I'd write my intro up here, make this up paragraph. See, now that I open it up with that, I can almost make this better by adding, what if we did this? What if we go through and say, oops, beneficial. And then we can make a list of different things of why composting at home is beneficial. And this one I would make a 2. Now with this, I would either go with subheadings depending on how many reasons or benefits I can find for composting, or I would put it in a bullet list. So if I did free fertilizer, and then I would write a sentence out. or garden. Wow, garden. Then I would fold this because I like fanciness. And then I'd probably do as many as I could as the bullet list. But you get the idea. Let's see, Jermaine, you've been an inspiration to me since I started my writing career. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad I could help. So that is the setup. That's the outline. And then I would spend the next 20 minutes filling in all the information. And since I have the outline, I know each point that I want to do and just keep writing. Now, what I do for Textbroker is that since I'm capped out at 1,500 words, I would write out the beneficial part, the closing, the opening, and then I like to put a couple of sentences after composing on a budget, explaining what the next steps are going to be, and then I would break down each one of these steps and divide it by how many words I have left. That way, I can stay between the 1,200 and 1,500 words without going over and then pissing off a client. And I have yet to see a client reject an order for going over the limit, but I have heard of newer authors saying that it's been a problem lately, so that would be a good way to do it. The composting is beneficial does not need to be a very big one. Essentially, I'm adding it to make it better than the other two articles that we just wrote. They're read, like this one here and this one here, because they don't really dive too much into why it's beneficial. But if we start a sentence off, then that gives us an opportunity to aim for a feature snippet, which improves traffic. So anyway, so once we're done writing all of our stuff, another good reason why I use Textbroker or use WordPress is because if I go over to here and switch it to the code editor, I can copy and paste everything here. So you see WordPress already adds in all the H2, H4, 3s, the list item, all the coding is there. All I have to do is copy and paste it. Now, some clients are not going to want the paragraph coding, and that's technically proper coding for when you start a paragraph in any kind of website. But if you use WordPress, you don't need to put it in. It will automatically adjust. And some clients will ask you to take those out. And if that's the case, then all I got to do is highlight and delete it. Then copy and paste it again. But I think I've only had like one or two that didn't want the paragraph coding, which is fine. That's up to them. A lot of them will just copy and paste it. And since WordPress runs like more than 1/3 of all the internet, they just copy and paste it into their text editor and it comes out perfect. But that's how I set it all up, and I write it all out. And then the readability here on Yoast is what I pay attention to. Transition words means I haven't used many. That's because I haven't really gone through the content yet. Essentially, all I did was plan out the outline of the headers and all my bullet points that I want to make. And like I said, a lot of this will wind up changing a little bit as I write it, as I come across new information, because I will have something like this open on my second screen, while this is open on my front screen or my main screen. So I can just look over, get the information I'm typing, and I wind up creating content that is completely unique. And then afterwards, if I'm really worried about it being too close to what I just to the content that's referencing, I will go to something like Copyscape's compare tool, and I'll compare my text versus the text of the reference piece. So something like this, which I can already tell that it's not going to be anywhere near the same. But if you do that, then you can compare the two and make sure that your Copyscape, your copying percentage is like, I usually aim for anything below 5%. Most clients will flag it if it's over 10%. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I don't like doing recaps, because it's too easy to get into that. That's a whole nother video on its own. Paula, new to writing for content mills and finding your YouTube videos so helpful. Thank you. Well, you are very welcome, Paula. That's what I'm doing right here. So anyway, that's pretty much how I would lay it out. And like I said, I would go ahead and finish this off, but it's not very riveting content to sit here and listen to me type for 20 minutes. But I will finish this post off because I know where this blog post is going, and I think it's going to make a very big a very nice article. So that is that. Bam. So if you have any questions, now's a good time to ask. I could probably answer anything you need. Like when it comes to Textbroker, I just copy and paste what I've finished writing. I make sure, I didn't go over enough of Yoast real quick. So here I did the transition words. Okay, so the flesh reading E-score is the most important. You want that to be over 60%, or a score of 60. I usually aim for anywhere between 70 and 80. That means that the article is easy enough for just about anybody to read. And Yoast will go through and make sure you're using passive, not enough, or using active voice, which is what a lot of Textbroker editors will point out. They did when I first started. They hated me because I didn't use it enough. So that took a little bit of effort to break me that. And I am trying to do something real fast here because my daughter sends me snaps at the most inopportune times. Do I have clients outside of content mills? I sure do. And I've been working on doing some videos for those. So the flesh reading E-score, I make sure it's above 60 at the very minimum. If you're writing something like a medical piece or some kind of legal document, you're not going to get that over 60. That's only because a lot of the language that's in medical and legal files is quite extensive. But you're not really aiming for the average reader on those anyway, so that's fine. But for most clients, though, you want to make sure this is green. Passive voice, you want to use active voice as often as possible. Make sure your sentences, this one really drives me nuts. I have a writer who took a bit of effort to break them of that. Consecutive sentences. I hate when sentences start off or end with the same word. It drives me nuts. Subheading distribution. For subheading distribution, you want to make sure you have between about 300 words between each subheading, and that only helps to break up the content so it's easier to read and skim through. And that's a big, big thing for most clients. Paula, approximately how long would it take you to finish, proofread, and submit an article like this? This one here, with it being 1,500 words, it would probably take me a grand total. Let's see, probably if I didn't need images for it, and if I was just writing it, proofreading it, and then linking to statistics, maybe a little over an hour. My average is 1,100 words per hour, so this would probably take me about an hour and 10, maybe. And the client that sent me this would pay me, let me pull up a calculator. That's been a long time, but I remember exactly how much I used to charge her. 1,500 words times 0.37 cents. 3.7 cents. Bam. Ooh. So, really? Goddamn, I used to make a lot of money. So, it would take me an hour and 10 to write this blog post, and I would wind up making $55.50 off of it if I hit the whole 1,500 words. And that's only because this particular client that we simulated, they used to send me a ton of money for almost the exact same layout. And I was making some bank. So if you can get a private client that pays you really well and they are simple to work with, oh God, keep them, because you will make a ton of money. So, I mean, come on, 55 bucks since I have an hour and less than an hour and 15. But yeah, this is why I use Yoast. And ever since I started using Yoast SEO on the articles, I have yet to have a revision request that was related to content. Sometimes they would request revisions because there was too much HTML or not enough HTML. Every client is picky. So that's how I do it. And yeah, so then you just switch WordPress to do the code editor, copy and paste it directly into WordPress or into Textbroker, and then submit. That's pretty much it. I'm not sure what you were IMing. Sorry. So, but that's pretty much it. And like I said, I would show you how I would write it, but That's an hour and 15 of just listening to me type. So that's not going to be all that riveting. You'd be able to watch it. It's almost as bad as watching paint dry, but hey. I am going to finish that article I'll probably work on it on Wednesday, because I've got a lot of gaming stuff to do tomorrow for my other blog. So once that's published and live, I guess I'll share it on social, on Twitter and Facebook, and that way you can take a look at the finished product. And I'll even time it. I have a timer app, and I will time exactly how long it takes me and share with y'all how much it would actually make. What other types of writing do you like, copy or creative? I do a lot of copywriting. I do a ton of tutorials. Right now, most of my job is editing. Ooh, excuse me. Ugh. Most of my job is editing. So I will go through and edit my team of writers. I do wind up getting a few posts here and there published with my client, but for the most part, I'm the team lead, I'm the boss, they do what I say. That's kind of nice. But they know what I'm talking about, and so they do what I say. I am trying to get 7 published, which is my story on Wattpad, and the link to that should be in the description down below, at least to my Wattpad account. And I'm hoping to get that finished by the end of February, because I want to rewrite the entire thing, and then I'm going to put that up to be published as a real book. So probably going to be self-publishing at the first, just to get a little handle of how it works. Thanks for the answer. I appreciate it. No problem. I try to answer as much as possible. Sometimes I miss a sentence, so or I miss a message. If I do, just shout out to me, because sometimes it happens. I get going and I forget, and then someone will point out that I didn't pay attention enough. Yeah, it happened a couple weeks ago. Sam was telling me I missed a few things. Is it your goal to rank these articles on the first page of Google, or do you just write an article and hand it to your client? I always try to aim for the first page every time. And that's another reason why a lot of clients kept coming back to me in Textbroker, because I did put in all the effort I could. Damn it. A frog in my throat. I did, let's see, where was I? Oh, that I would put in every bit of effort I could to get them to rank as high as possible. And that includes aiming for featured snippets, aiming for the people also ask section. I'd go for gold. So, an article like this, I would still try to make sure that it get in the top search. And part of that is going through search intent and making sure that I answer all the questions that someone might be asking for. That's why I added all those extra subheadings, like the benefits of composting and all the different things of what you can compost. I want it to be as full of information as possible before I publish it. And that's why a lot of clients kept coming back, because I would put that extra effort into it and make sure that every one of them would be as close as possible to the top. Because I am the type of guy who will, I go the whole 9. But it doesn't matter if they're paying me 0.07 cents a word or $5 a word. I put in the same amount of effort across the board. Have you written for iWriter or Writer Access? I love Writer Access, and the only reason why I stopped using Writer Access is because I wound up getting way too busy on Textbroker. Nowadays, Writer Access has a ton of different things they added to it, and I'm hoping in the near future I'll be doing another first look video on Writer Access, because they do have a ton of stuff that I didn't have access to. So definitely, I made money with Writer Access. I would still be using them, but I was on so many teams. I was getting so many direct orders on Textbroker that I really didn't need to bounce back and forth. I was constantly writing for like 4 or 5 years. So that's the only reason why I stopped using them. I made more money on Textbroker, and Writer Access would pay monthly as opposed to Textbroker, which was every Friday at the time. Nowadays, you have to wait till Monday thanks to Payoneer. But back when I was in my prime, it was every Friday morning through PayPal. Do you know of any other content mills? Let's see, iWriter, Constant Content. Constant Content's one I want to do a video on soon. And when I first started playing around with their system, they had it where you can write pretty much anything you wanted, and then you publish it, and then a client would buy that piece from you. They would lease it from you for a certain dollar amount. Problem is that you have to write something that somebody wants to buy. And nowadays, they also have a part where they can clients can directly ask work, just like in Textbroker. The editors of constant content are just as I don't want to say anal, but just as strict as Textbroker editors. I do like the layout of the system. It was pretty cool. I love the idea of being able to write whatever I wanted. Unfortunately, I never sold an article because I didn't write anything that anybody wanted to buy. And that's where you run into the problem. But yeah, give constant content a shot. It's constant-content.com. What's another good one? I tried Hire Writers, but they boast themselves of being the cheapest place to get content on the internet, and they also pay their writers the cheapest on the internet. So you got to be careful about that kind of places. If they advertise that they're the cheapest place to get content, bypass them as a writer because you're not going to make much money. Let's see, what's another good one? I was going to try Upwork, but they turned me down. And that was recently too. So I'm like, at the time I applied, I had more than 7,000 articles for thousands of clients stretching the globe, and they turned me down. So I'm like, no, I'm not going to work for you out of spite. I don't want to work for you. So I haven't tried Upwork. What's another good one? Writer, there's one that I had scheduled for a first look for next week or the week after. Go ahead and bam, that's done. Hit complete. Let's see. There's another one here. First look at Writer's Work. Writer's Work is another one that I haven't tried yet, but I am doing a first look on it. Looks like next Saturday is when I want to be looking at it. Not the 6th. No. That's 2 weeks. My bad. So in 2 weeks I'm doing a first look at Writer's Work. But it does look promising, so there's that one. It's a lot of scammers on Upwork. Try Dark Blue Ink. Dark Blue Ink. Let me write that one down. If I can figure out, I need to just write this stuff down where I'll remember. Because Felicia gave me a ton of ideas for the 1,000 subscriber thing that I don't know where they went. I copied and pasted them. No, that's not gonna work. I have 70 notebooks in my house. I just need one. Yep, going old school, paper and pen. That's how I roll. Don't try Writer's Work, it's a waste of time. Well, I'll still do the video on it because even if it is a waste of time, I view everything as content. So even if it's bad, I'm going to blog about it. So mostly I blog out of spite nowadays. Would you say dark blue ink? Dark blue ink. Nope. Cloak is in my office. But you were sleeping, weren't you? Cloak and elk. Come on. Come say hi. There we go. And she's gonna smash into my microphone. This is my one of my mascots. This is Cloak. She's a chunk. Mega chunk. That's my microphone. Don't do that. My little ball of fluff. Cool thing is that unlike her big sister, Max, this one will actually lay in my lap and be done. And she won't bug me. Max will try to get under my hands. Okay. Do you use a keyword tool to find keywords you will use? If yes, what keyword tool do you use? I actually use quite a few different keyword tools. In fact, I wrote an article about Ubersuggest today that will be published probably Monday. But I did a video recently on using the free versions of Keyword Surfer and Keywords Everywhere, or Keyword Surfer. Yeah, Keyword Surfer and Keywords Everywhere. It's one of the videos I did recently, and it's their extensions I install on Google Chrome. I think Keywords Everywhere also has Firefox and I think Opera or Safari. I can't remember. But you install it on Chrome, you go to Google, and you search for it. In fact, let me show you what I'm talking about right here. Let me go to... All right, so I'm going to open up a new window here, and let's say that I want to search... Yeah, I did Uber Suggest. I don't even know what that video is. Philanthropist. Okay, yeah, why not? Philanthropist. So, here we go. We have... Here's Keywords Everywhere will show me the trend data for philanthropist. Shows you all the way back to 7 days. You can go all the way back to 5 years, your all time. Uber Suggest will give you a suggestion of all the different keywords you can use, the volume for the search, the cost per click, which gives you an idea of how much you would make on AdSense if somebody clicked on an ad that you wrote an article about philanthropist. So you'd make like, I think it's like 30% of whatever this is, or 70%. I can't remember what the payout is for AdSense. Oh, and then also the competition score. So the higher this number, the more competitive it is. So if I was going to write an article on being a philanthropist, it'd be extremely difficult to rank. But it'd be okay of an article to make money on a click. Uber Suggest also shows the SEO metrics of traffic. This is estimated traffic, so of the different domains that are ranking in search. So 5th position, Wikipedia, hundreds of thousands, millions, 6.8 billion visits per month. Keyword Surfer is like Keywords or Uber Suggest. Well, I will show you the keyword ideas, the similarity between what I put in Google and what it finds, and then its search volume. The only difference is that Keyword Surfer does not give you the cost per click unless you upgrade to the premium account. Same with Keywords Everywhere, which is down here at the bottom. Here, this is Keywords Everywhere. That shows you the related keywords. So you have how to pronounce philanthropist, really, famous philanthropist, philanthropist list. These are all different ideas that you get from related keywords, and then also searched for. This will give you a list of the stuff that people also search for when it comes to philanthropist. Of course, that would be the same no matter what. What I like about them is that you also have the copy button, or you can export. And if I export this, I can save it. Oh, you can't see the screen, but it saves it as a CSV file. So I can import it into LibreOffice, Excel, Google Docs, stuff like that. And Keyword Surfer does the same thing, where I can copy everything to the clipboard. So these are all ones I've done before. I'll go ahead and clear my clipboard. And let's say that I want to do philanthropy, philanthropist, definition, what is, and meeting. Why not? Now, since I start all these, if I go to clipboard, it has all the ones I selected, and then I can go over to here and export as a CSV file. Same with Uber Suggest. With the Uber Suggest, when I click on the export to CSV, it's going to take me all the way back to Uber Suggest's website. And then, since I have signed in under a free account, it'll give me keyword ideas for the same thing. So pretty much the same list as the other sites. What I like about Uber Suggest, though, is that it also has the paid difficulty of paid ads and your search difficulty. So if you're doing ads for like affiliate marketing, you'd pay attention to these numbers here. When you go to the keyword overview of philanthropists, it also shows you the Google SERP, search engine ranking position, social shares, how many links that the article gets, its estimated visits, the traffic. So it's a really good tool for keeping an eye on your competition. And you got content ideas. As it loads, see, these are all the most popular articles right now. So like We could use the skyscraping technique on any one of these to capitalize on it to, well, try to beat it. But the estimated visits, yeah, 0 all the way down the board. 3, woo. So that's definitely not a good word if you're trying to generate traffic. But if that's what you're into, then that'd probably be good for your target audience, because that's a big difference. So that's the 3 that I use. Uber Suggest, Keywords Everywhere, and Keyword Surfer. And those are all available on Google Chrome. And I also like to use answerthepublic.com. That comes up with a ton of ideas. I have created some of the best pieces of content I've ever done because of answerthepublic.com. So that's one you definitely want to check out. Okay, Fiverr. Yes, I have done Fiverr. I made a bit of money on Fiverr, but back then, this was 2015. I would do Textbroker, Writer Access, and Fiverr at the same time, and all 3 tabs would be open. I would jump back and forth and do whatever work was available. Well, with Fiverr, I found that I was getting paid like 12, 20 something an hour on average when I write. With Textbroker, I was making closer to 20. So I figured it'd be better just to stick with Textbroker when the orders were up. And then that's when I started getting more articles coming in from direct orders and teams, that eventually I stopped looking at Fiverr altogether. But Fiverr does have a lot of cool things you can do with it. You're still not going to make nearly as much as if you get a private client. But if you're new, it's definitely something you'd want to check out and get your foot in the door, get your feet wet, start learning how to adapt to clients. You learn a lot of stuff from Content Mills. So, do I have a Medium blog? I do. I wrote 1 article. I wrote an article, was it a year ago? A little over a year ago, as a test run for a video that I did on YouTube. And I'm still getting paid out from it. I think I got like 2 cents last month. I'm thinking about putting more effort into it. But right now I'm in the middle of doing an experiment with vocal.media. It's kind of like Medium. You write whatever essentially comes to mind, you put it in the right categories, and you can make a bit of money on the side. And so far, my vocal account has paid me out more this past 3 weeks than it has in the past 2 years when I first started it. And that's because I've been putting a lot more effort into writing on it. But after the 3 months of writing on Vocal, I'm going to switch it up to Hub Pages for 3 months, and then Medium for 3 months, and see which one has been the most productive, or which one has paid me out the most. And I'll do a video on that. So it's going to be like an all year long thing. So, but I'm not sure how much I like Medium, because I don't know. It's weird because you have your paid accounts and then you have your free accounts, or content. So I still have to get a little bit into it. I don't know all that much about it, but I do know that I keep making a few cents, and they keep sending me money to my Stripe account. So there's that. I got a $5 tip on Vocal recently from an anonymous person. That was pretty cool. So definitely, I wouldn't call them content mills, but if you're like blogging and you can crack out some articles really quick in rapid succession, check out Vocal, Hub Pages, and Medium. All 3 of those do okay payouts. So you said Hub Pages on Vocal? Absolutely. I think I've done videos for both of them, actually. A first look for Vocal and Hub Pages. Hub Pages I've got 3 articles on, and I've made a few bucks from that. Not like anything worthwhile. And then Vocal is actually where I've been making the most money in the last 3 weeks. And that's because I've been trying to keep a steady flow of content on it for the past, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I didn't get a chance to write one today because I got sidetracked with everything else I'm doing. So that's where the problem is, that I just don't have the time to put into all these things I'm trying to do. But yeah, Hub Pages, Vocal, Medium, and I think there was another one too I was going to look at. I'm not sure. I know Chris has made some money on Hub Pages though, if Chris is still here. On Hub Pages. With Hub Pages, The layout of it is kind of cool. You can add your own Google Analytics to it, so you can track your own visitors. Let's see, what else was there? There was a couple of cool features of Hub Pages I kind of liked. You can set up your own AdSense on it. They do have a collection of different blogs though. So like I wrote on hubpages.com, but they moved the article to Tough Nickel because it fit that category of website better, the niche. And so that I think is why that what sets Hub Pages aside from all the other sites, especially when it comes to search, because Tough Nickel is completely separate from Hub Pages according to Google search. So they're going to see that as, I think Tough Nickel is more about working from home and making a living and stuff like that. And that's the article I wrote about. So the content you write is more focused on the specific niche that Hub Pages owns. And so with Vocal, it doesn't have that separation. And so that's probably why it doesn't get as searched as often. Same with Medium. So I don't know. I think that might be what puts Hub Pages a little bit ahead of some of the other ones. But I do see a lot more articles in Medium when I'm doing a search. So Medium might be a good place to start, but definitely check out all three. What is the URL for Vocal? The vocal.media. I'll even text it. Vocal.media. Wonder if that should work. What happened to my light? Oh, I minimized the screen. Because I need to get a light. I really do. I think that might be all the easier ways to make money as a writer. Aside from owning your own blog. And I own 5 blogs. 4 of them are monetized. I don't monetize michaelbrockbank.com because I had a valid reason. I can't remember what it is. But all the other ones are. Let's see. Vocal, Hub Pages, Medium, Writer Access, Fiverr. If you're looking for more direct freelance writing work, Indeed usually has quite a few jobs open. 247talent.com if they are available in your town. They are available in LA, and I still get inquiries about that. I haven't lived there for 3 years. But Indeed usually has quite a few. I do have Jubal is a job aggregator. It's on WriterSanctuary.com's website. Jubal usually has quite a few jobs, but the problem with a job aggregator is that sometimes the jobs are obsolete or no longer available. So you got to kind of filter out some of the ones that are no longer there, but they're usually quite a big list, depending on the aggregator. So, yeah, I did an article on that recently too. Yep. So, let's see. A spot of good news. I am closing in on the 1,000 subscriber mark, and I'm trying to plan out something special. Now, I'm not going to get in the YouTube partnership program because I'm still lacking the 4,000 hours watch time. But 1,000 subscribers is still quite the milestone. And I'm hoping that unlocks some of the cool tools that you get when you hit 1,000. So like the community tab, I would love to have one of those. Being able to run polls. There's a few other things that I would love to have access to. So I'm hoping I get some of those next month. And statistically, I should hit it by the 12th of next month. So what I'm doing is the last time I hit a milestone, I hit 500 subscribers. I did a $25 gift card to Barnes & Noble. This time I want it to be bigger and better. So I have a poll running on WriterSanctuary.com right now where I'm going to let you guys decide on some of the prizes or I can't say prizes, some of the things I want to give away next month. For example, I was thinking of a $150 gift card to Barnes & Noble, or I was thinking about handing out several free memberships to the members only content on Buy Me a Coffee, which I'm going to be expanding into quite a bit here in the near future. And another one is a 3-year plan for Green Geeks' EcoLite web hosting service, including your domain name. I can get vouchers for that. So, and that's all I have at the moment. And you can write your own answers in there, and I'll entertain any serious inquiries that were within reason. Like somebody on Twitter said $1 million. I'm like, if I had $1 million, I wouldn't be on YouTube. Well, I probably would be, because I am that type of guy. So, but no, I don't have $1 million. Not gonna happen. So if you have any ideas, you can always go to WriterSanctuary.com. If you go up to on the top nav bar, there's a thing for the current poll. And then if you go into that page, it is, there's a question there where you can, about what we're going to do for the 1,000 subscribers. And one of the things is a link where you can add your own answer. So if you can try to keep it within the $150 price range, that'd be kind of cool. But yeah. So there's that, and I'm excited. You should try Patreon. I was thinking about it, but then, like, as I was looking at Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee started adding all the same stuff that Patreon has. So I'm like, I don't know. I might do a review on Patreon. Like, one of my more popular blog posts on WriterSanctuary is I did a review on Ko-Fi, or Coffee, Ko-Fi, and I like their layout as well, and so it's really hard to decide which one to go with. I decided to stick with Buy Me a Coffee because I already invested so much time and energy doing it, and it has pretty much the same stuff that Patreon has. I'm still going to look at Patreon so I can write an article about it, like a review. So that is on the list, and there's like 4 other ones that are just like it, but I'm not sure if I trust them. I'll have to look. But yeah, it's a platform that's just like Patreon and Ko-Fi. In fact, Ko-Fi and Patreon look almost identical. If it wasn't for a different color scheme, you'd think they were built by the same person. But I do like Ko-Fi's layout. They have a lot of cool tools. The biggest difference between Ko-Fi and Buy Me a Coffee is that with Ko-Fi, they don't take any fees out of any donations you get from supporters. But to unlock all the really cool stuff, you have to pay at least $6 a month for the gold membership. Now, as a new person, the chances of you making $6 a month are kind of slim. And then even then, that's all going towards paying for Ko-Fi. With Buy Me a Coffee, you don't have that monthly subscription, but you still have to pay Buy Me a Coffee. It's like 15 cents for every $3 donation you get. So there is a fee to it, on top of the PayPal fees for processing the payment. So you got to kind of gauge which is more valuable. And in the here and now, as a new person, Buy Me a Coffee is much cheaper to maintain because you get all the same benefits of Ko-Fi without having to pay the monthly fee. But once you reach to a certain point, you start getting a lot of supporters and stuff like that. Ko-Fi is probably the better option because it becomes much cheaper. So instead of paying $100 a month in fees because of people donating to your account, Ko-Fi would only charge you $6 for the gold membership. So it becomes cheaper in the long run. So you kind of have to gauge which is more important, because both of them offer amazing services. So, but as for Patreon, I don't know. I haven't looked at it all the way yet. I have kind of played around a little bit with it, but that's definitely on my docket for doing a review on. So I will be doing one on Patreon in the near future, as well as some of the other more sketchy ones that I'm not really sure if I want to try because they are pretty sketchy. But I'd rather me get screwed because I can sustain it than somebody else. So I don't want you guys going into something blind, especially if you get screwed by it. And I'm to a point where I can sustain a few things screwing me. So it's all good. Which is why I did hire writers. I don't write for hire writers. I don't. It's not just. Not only do they have a piss poor payout, but their layout and their just the whole system is it's horrid. I hate it. I hate writing on it. I hate using it. I hate looking for jobs on it. The whole thing is just no. So moving on. So that's the cool news I'm doing is I'm hoping that sometime this year I'll hit the 2,400 or the 4,000 hours watch time, but I highly doubt it. I'm only at 2,400, and unless I can start coming up with some videos that people want to watch consistently, that's the key. It'll be a while before I hit 4,000 hours. So I'm probably never going to get monetized by YouTube. That's all right. It's all good. I enjoy this. Did you honestly ever think you would be this successful as a writer? Hell no. What started it all? So here's a very, very long story. I'm going to try to condense it. About 2011, my computer repair business kind of tanked because my biggest client sunk and everybody abandoned me and jumped ship, and it was too much for just me to handle. So I had to work full time at school district. And a friend of mine decided he wanted to try Textbroker because he thought he could just sit at home and write and make a living. So he went ahead and gave it a shot, and then he got so pissed because they rated him a level 3 and he thought he was this level 4 excellent writer. And I've read his stuff. No, he's not. But he was so upset that he got ranked as a level 3 that he stopped writing altogether. Well, after that first initial article, he was so upset and butthurt that he just gave up and said, fuck it. Eventually, he moved back to Utah. So I figured this was about 3 or 4 months later. I decided, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot. I used to love writing when I was in elementary. I sent my first manuscript when I was 12 to Doubleday Publishing. My 7th grade typing teacher used to let me type stories every day instead of doing the assignments, because the length of the story would show how fast I was typing, and the spelling would show how well my keystrokes were. So that's how we would grade it. And so I'd come up with a different story every day. And so I've always been a writer. I went to school for graphic design, computer animation. I had to drop out because I didn't have enough money. I was on the dean's list twice and I couldn't get a freaking grant. I got screwed. Old story for another time. But anyway, so I figured I'd give it a shot. This was January 1st of 2012, and I submitted my first article. They ranked me as a 3. I was like, all right, let's keep going with it. So I did the first 5 articles and turned those in, and 10 days later, I got paid out for those 5, and then they told me I can have open access and do whatever I want. So I went ahead and jumped into it, and at the time, I was writing after work from the school district, so at night, and I was only doing maybe 1 or 2 a day. There were weeks where I'd have like a $25 payout, but it was enough to put gas in the truck so I can get to work. And I was trying to offset making $8 an hour at the time with the school district, and it just wasn't enough to pay for what I needed. So I kept putting in more time into writing, and I would try to get as much as I could in throughout the day, throughout the night, and there were times where I would be writing half asleep. And after about, say about a year, I finally hit 4-star. So I was all excited because there was so much more work available for 4-star writers on Textbroker. And so I'm like, oh yeah, this is it. Because at that point, I was starting to generate about $15 an hour writing in the afternoon. So I needed to be able to surpass what I made at the school district. And by the time I hit level 4, there are 4 stars, I was making $8.40 an hour at the school district. Still not very much for a network technician. So I hit the 4 stars, lost it inside of 3 days. So I got to do like 2 or 3 articles as a 4. Which goes to show, make sure that you have your comma straightened out. That was my biggest issue, was comma usage. And so it took me about 4 months to get back to being a 4-star. I finally ironed out all my comma errors, and I've been a 4-star ever since. And at that point, about 6 months after that, I was able to show my ex, the person I was with at the time, that I could surpass what I made at school district if I was to quit and write full time. And so I was able to sustain this for 3 months consistently. I was making twice what I was making at school district. So finally, I was able to quit school district and write full time. And I've been writing full time ever since. And so yeah, all it was at the very beginning was just a way to supplement my income. I just wanted to make sure I had money money for gas. And at that time I was smoking, so I needed money for cigarettes. And it was just like to offset the difference from working for the school district. And then I wound up making so much more. And that was, it's taken me a long time. It wasn't an overnight success. I spent a lot of days researching everything I possibly could about how to write an AP style, how to handle clients. I mean, I went through as much as I could. So, but no, I never thought that I would be where I'm at today. Like, that was 9 years ago. That was 9 years ago. I was working full time at the school district and then writing part time. I never thought, never would I have imagined that I have a YouTube channel about to hit 1,000 subscribers. The WriterSanctuary blog has broken its traffic record for the 2nd month in a row. I've made more money this month in AdSense than I ever have. So everything is just running awesome. Took a while to get here, but it's looking pretty up. It's looking pretty good. Have you started writing on KDP? I haven't yet. That's part of why I want to fix up 7. I want to get it ready for publishing, and essentially 7 on Wattpad that I have right now is an extreme rough draft of what I'm going to create. I'm halfway through the final chapter of it now, and I want to get it finished by the end of February, and then I'm going to rewrite the entire thing to be published. And I'm not sure where I'm going to do it with when it comes to Kindle and Amazon. I am going to self-publish it because it's my first book, and the only thing I care about is a title. I want my name on a spine of a book behind me on the shelf. That's my only goal. Only thing I've ever wanted since I was 12. So I'm going to self-publish and make it happen. I don't care if I sell. I'm going to sell 20 books because that's how many I want to buy, so I can autograph it and send it to my family. So I really don't care if I become a New York Times bestseller. I just want my name on a book. I'm going to spruce it up and make sure it's good quality. I'm not going to just toss out anything. But as soon as I get 7 done, that's what I'm going to do with it. So that'll probably take me another, if I actually sit down and do it, it should only take me another 6 months. So by the end of this year, I should be getting ready to publish it on Amazon. So we will see. I have a few things I want to check out on KDP, and there's another one too. I know CreateSpace goes through KDP, so I might be using CreateSpace to start the self-publishing process, but I don't know. So I have to finish the damn thing before I think about it. I have yet to find a complete resource that takes you from A to Z for Kindle Direct Publishing. That is one of the things I want to do. That's why I'm going to be doing self-publishing first, is because that's going to give me blog posts from start to finish, blog posts and videos on how to self-publish. So I'm pretty excited about that. Tax video for writers. Oh yeah, that's a good one. I might be able to set that up one here soon. I don't know. It'll be out before April, that's for sure. But I would want to sit down with Sam. Maybe we can do, because Sam does taxes. So maybe what we can do is sit down and have an interview with Sam about how to handle your taxes as a freelancer. So, because she does hers for Uber, she's going to be doing mine for writing. So, she's got quite a bit of experience in it. So maybe we'll do a live stream with her. That'd be awesome. I know that I can claim just about any upgrade I make on my computer because it's my job. So like if I needed a 32-inch curved monitor, I could get one. My camera, the Oluratech, my new 4K camera that I just bought, I can claim because, well, YouTube is part of my job. In fact, I do a lot of WordPress stuff for my clients as well, so I'm going to need my camera. That's a business expense. A lot of the software that I buy, I can probably write off. Photoshop. Trying to think. Probably not the mic. Well, maybe no, because I haven't bought a new microphone this year. There's a lot of things you can write off as a writer, though. You just gotta make sure you can prove that you need it. Have bought 5 ebooks, one print book, and have done a ton of Google and YouTube searches trying to find out how to do KDP. That's crazy, which means I'm gonna have a hell of a time. if you can't find it, that's gonna be rough. I will document, like I always document every single thing I try. Then right now I'm in the middle of doing a series of blog posts for affiliate marketing on blogs. So I will, as soon as I get to that point, Ron, I will write, maybe I'll do my own ebook on it. I'll do blog posts and videos, definitely. But that might not be a bad idea for an ebook. Most of the info I've found is general info. See, I can see why it would be general because every situation is different. But the difference between me and most general writers is that I also add in my own personal experience. So I'll show you more of the generalization of something, but then I'll say, but I do it this way because. So maybe I can do something similar when I do KDP stuff. God, now you got me excited. I want to do it now. I have to finish 7 first. I'm halfway through the chapter. Wonder if I can get it done before January or before the end of January. Probably not. I've got so much to do. Like today was WriterSanctuary Day. Tomorrow was Colorado Plays, so I got to get all the gaming stuff set up for that. I do a lot of the gaming blog posts, and then I do a stream on Twitch, and I have some stuff set up for Streamlabs Prime. I might actually make quite a bit of money on that one. Wednesday is Practically Living Green. I'll be doing a lot of the green posts. Crossing Colorado is all days on Thursday. Friday, I might be able to work on it. Maybe, because I have a video for YouTube to make. I'm going to do a video on Friday about why you should upgrade or update old blog posts. And I have some examples of my clients of how we grew thousands of percents just by making a few edits. So it's worthwhile to go back, and if you have a blog, definitely go back and spruce it up. In fact, I think I have a tutorial on how to do that too. If I do, I'll add it to the description of the video. But yeah, so I've got so much going on. And then every time Chris Desktop brings up podcasts, I'm like, God, I really want to do one, but I don't know if I have the time for that. I've got so much going on now. And then I'm trying to write for Vocal on top of all that. So it's rough. It's only rough because I made it rough. Nobody needs to own 5 websites, 3 YouTube channels, and a Twitch stream. And I'm not just throwing something against the wall to see what sticks. I have a problem. It's really hard for me to focus, to be a master in any one thing because of how my brain works. I jump around too much. I need that mixture. I need that, chaos, for lack of a better term. That was one of the reasons why I was so good on Textbroker, is because I could pick an article from any one of those niches and write like an expert, because I love to learn new things, and I can't really focus on just one thing. That's why I have so many different websites and YouTube channels because I like to bounce around a lot. Man, it gets to you. For a noob like me, I need a specific guideline to get me started. Yeah, once I get started, I can figure things out on my own. Yeah, you just got to find a way to get your foot in the door. Unfortunately, I'm not ready to do any of that. Otherwise, I'd help you out. The 7's nowhere near ready to be published. Maybe I wanted to do an ebook for WriterSanctuary on the process of becoming a freelancer from where I was and becoming the success I am today. More of a, I was thinking more like a motivational type of book, maybe. So maybe I'll do a short ebook and do the KDP that way. That way I don't have to worry about finishing 7 because that's going to take me months. But if it's something that would benefit us now, then maybe I can crack out an ebook and we can go that way. That might be a good idea. I'm going to write that one down. An ebook is what I wanted to offer for Buy Me a Coffee supporters anyway. So no matter what, I'm writing an ebook. So if we did an ebook for freelancing, I need new glasses so badly. KDP. Do a KDP walkthrough. So I can write the blog as I'm doing the ebook about an ebook that I'm writing a blog about. All right. And we're going to be doing videos because I think that would be beneficial to a lot of people. In fact, you're not the only one that's asked me about the KDP stuff. So I think doing it this way, maybe if I crack out even if it's only a 70-page ebook, more like a pamphlet of how to get going, maybe it'd be worthwhile. Maybe it helps somebody out. And I would be able to iron out any of the issues and mistakes before I actually publish my real book. So that might be beneficial anyway. So we'll do the ebook and use it as a trial, I guess. Now the fun part is making sure I have time to write the ebook. Probably going to be on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Because Tuesday nights I'm playing, Thursday nights I'm playing. I have Wednesday night, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday I'm playing. Monday I do these. Then every first Tuesday I do the WordPress meetup here in Denver. Ugh. Doesn't leave a lot of time, does it? That's all good. Cloak, you are cooking my leg. I love this cat, but she's a little heater. You're too warm. Too hairy. Too fat. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so did you guys like the opening video, the tutorial on how I did an article on Textbroker? Is it something we could do more of? I know that we'll be doing, I'd really like that. Oh, I gotta write that down so I don't forget. The tax video with Sam, because she would have a lot of information to share. So that I think would be an awesome video. So tax video with Sam. Fun part, oh no. God damn. See, I don't know if I'll be able to do it live because she works at the airport, and that's where she's at right now. So she's at DIA, and she doesn't get off for another hour. So most people are going to be asleep by then. I don't want it to be just a regular video, though. I would love to do a live stream. I'll have to fix it. I will have to figure it out. Maybe we can do a special live stream during the week. I think she has Tuesdays off. Fuck, I can't do Tuesdays because I'm doing the Carl Play stuff on Twitch. Maybe we can do a live stream earlier in the afternoon on a Monday because she doesn't have to be at the airport until, I can't remember. She leaves here at 3:30, I think. So if we do one at about noon, maybe we could do a live stream then. And then if anybody misses it, they can just watch it later. That might work. Just, yeah. Of course, I have to figure out if Sam wants to do that. I know she doesn't mind being on camera with me. She's done a couple of videos with me in the past. So, yeah, that will definitely set that up because I think that would be beneficial. So, include a section on how to format your ebook for KDP. Yes. Agree on Ron's suggestion about specifics of publishing on KDP. Let me write that down. I'll write these. Let's see. These are all good ideas, guys. Formatting ebook. KDP. And I did go through that a little bit back when I was thinking about publishing. This was back in 2016, but there's a lot that's changed since then. So I just came to the sad realization that 7's been in progress for 4.5 years. Okay, and then Paula agreed with that. So formatting for KDP. Details. Specifics. Okay. All right. Yeah, I will definitely look into that. I definitely like my ebook idea because even the cool thing is that if I just whip out a quick ebook, it doesn't even matter if it's successful or not. It's all about the process of doing this whole thing with KDP. So I'll just, well, I won't say that I'll just crank one out in my sleep because I don't want to half-ass it. If I can make money on it, I'll try. But I really don't have to be too oriented on perfecting it because this is just going to be a test run for KDP and how to iron out the process. So I think it's going to be a good thing there. Sorry, I ended up chatting with a family member. I will watch the recording later. No problem. It's all good. We were just talking about publishing and setting things up. And those are some really good ideas. I really appreciate that, Ron and Paula. And Jermaine, affiliate marketing sites you use. Okay, see, this is what I mean. For some reason, I wind up forgetting or missing out on conversations. Affiliate marketing sites I use right now I'm using sharesale.com. And the biggest reason why I'm using ShareSale is because there is no cutoff time for, like, if you don't sell an item inside the next 5 years, you don't lose your account. You don't get that with CJ.com or with Amazon. If you don't make a sale on Amazon inside 6 months, they close your account and you have to start all over. Same with CJ.com. Now, the downside to ShareSale is that a lot of big brands aren't on ShareSale. Most of them go to ClickBank or CJ.com. And CJ.com is a good site. I made quite a bit of money back in the day when tablets first came out. I used to sell 7-inch tablets left and right. But things happened and I lost that website, and I really didn't do much with the affiliate marketing at that point because I was working in the school district. I was trying to keep everything balanced. And after, I think, 3 months or 6 months, CJ.com closed my account because I didn't make any sales. So I'm like, whatever. Amazon is one of the more popular ones that everybody uses. But like I said, if you don't make a sale inside 180 days, they shut you down. So you got to make sure you sell at least one thing. But with ShareSale.com, you don't have that stipulation. I haven't made a sale on ShareSale in like years. Most of the time, like, I used to make a lot of money on selling ink back when printing was popular, before everybody went to digital. And so I still have like $29 saved up in my payout because I have it set to a $200 threshold. So as soon as I hit $200, they send me money. Well, I still have $29 in it. And so I started adding more ShareSale stuff to WriterSanctuary, Colorado Plays, and Crossing Colorado. So I'm working with it on that end. I did finally get re-signed back up with Grammarly, which is awesome, and a couple other ones. But that's the biggest reason why you share sales, because I've had that account since, wow, holy shit, it's been more than 10 years. 2008. I've had it for a long time. If you use Amazon, you can sell your book on a merchant and profit from affiliate marketing too. Yes, you can. That I did know. And we are also, I'm going to be doing some tutorials on setting up an ebook store of your own on WordPress. And I'm going to be doing more WordPress related plugins for writers. I did an article on one on how to add your WIP progress onto your WordPress website. And right now I'm using it. If you want to see it, it's on michaelbrockbank.com. It's tracking my 1 million words in 2021. It's on the right side in the sidebar, and you can see it, how it works. But you can set it up to be pages, words, whatever, for your work in progress. And it's kind of a cool tool. I'm using it for tracking my 1 million words, but I'm going to also use it when I pull off 7 from Wattpad and start working on it. So it's really cool. But anyway, the point is that I'll be doing more WordPress related stuff for writers specifically. And I'm also going to be doing a lot of tutorials for my client. So yay. I'm going to be on camera a lot. But yeah, the Amazon thing I'm pretty excited about. So don't know how many. I do have WooCommerce installed on WriterSanctuary right now because I am in the process of setting up selling ad space directly, so I don't have to worry about AdSense. That way clients can come directly to me. I've had a couple of people interested in actually purchasing ad space on WriterSanctuary, so I figured, yeah, let's get it set up, make some money that way. So I do have that. Have you decided what you will do when you reach 1,000 subscribers? And I'm thinking I would love to do a special video, but I just don't know when it's going to happen. That's the hardest part, because statistically I should hit it February 12th. And I would love to do like a woohoo celebration video, pomp and circumstance, whatever. But the 12th is a Friday. I might still be able to do it then. But I'm trying to figure out what I'm also giving away. And that was the very beginning of the video. I don't know if you missed it, Diana. But on WriterSanctuary.com, there's a current poll set up where you can click onto it and you can vote for the giveaways I'll be doing for the 1,000 subscribers. Last time I did a $25 gift card to Barnes & Noble. This time we're going a bit bigger, quite a bit bigger. But I think some of the cool, some of the prizes are pretty cool. Not prizes, giveaways are pretty cool. And once I figure out what we're going to be giving away, then comes the fun part of how to give it away. I think last time we did a random raffle type thing where people would sign up with their email account, and then I would I think we did it on the phone, where we did a random app on the phone to pick a random winner. And so that was pretty cool. Oh, I missed that. Thanks. Hey, no problem. But on the poll, right now I've got a $150 gift card to Barnes & Noble. I've got a 3-year subscription plan for Green Geeks' EcoLite web hosting service. It covers one domain for the next 3 years. Or I also have free membership to my Buy Me a Coffee account that is members only access. So I'll be doing a lot more members only stuff here in the near future. Thinking about doing some YouTube shorts on it and privatizing those for the members only. And some writing stuff I'm thinking about doing. That was one of the things I wanted to do with the ebook, was give major discounts to my supporters on Buy Me a Coffee. So that's one of the things that are on that. So all you have to do is go to WriterSanctuary.com, click on current poll, the top admin, or the top nav bar, and then the polls are there, and just click your answer and hit submit. You can also write in your own suggestions, which I will entertain any suggestions that are realistic. Like right now, I won't be posing for a firefighter calendar. Maybe in April, not in February. Somebody in Twitter brought up that I should hand out $1 million. I'm like, yeah, because that's realistic. Let's see. $150 gift card or $1 million. I said realistic, people. If you do have some suggestions of what would be kind of cool that fits our theme for Writer Sanctuary, add your own answer to it. Try to keep it around the $150 mark if it's something that's tangible, like a camera. Like I love my 4K. My 4K camera that I'm using right now is a way better step up from the Logitech I had before, and that cost me $150. So if you wanted something like the camera, I can do that. A curved monitor. My curved monitor was, well, this one was $230, so probably not this one, but something that fits the writer niche or publishing or something like that. Go ahead and add it as an answer. Hit submit. I will entertain any serious answers. Oh. See. Now she's like cuddled up, asleep, and my leg is starting to hurt. But she looks so happy. She has the biggest smile on her face. Miss Cloak. Yeah, she ain't gonna get up. She done. Oh, done. She's happy. You're not the cute little ball of fur you were 2 years ago on camera, are you? Now you're just mega chunk. It's my cat. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Anyway. Cool. So I think that's I think it might be a wrap for tonight, guys. We got some really good ideas. I'm excited about the ebook thing. I'm gonna start planning it out. I should have enough time to get a little bit of it, maybe get a basic idea tonight, start writing on it periodically. So it might be a couple weeks before I'm actually able to publish something on KDP, but I'll definitely keep you posted on it. If you don't subscribe to Writer Sanctuary, if you go to writersanctuary.com and you hit the notification bell on the bottom, I guess the bottom left, you get advised every time I have a new article up at 10:30 every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So as soon as I do have a new blog post regarding the KDP stuff, you can definitely see it. Hey, Joel, how's it going? Summarizing volumes of information, paragraphs, shrinking. I don't see many people talk about it, although I am beginning to think speed isn't really what counts in writing in general. Not really. Speed definitely helps when you're trying to make as much money as possible, because like if you're in Textbroker, the more articles you can get done in a day, the better. But it seems that more people are it's more about search intent, not necessarily the number of words or how fast you can crank it out, but how well you're able to connect to your audience. So if you can write something that's amazing, that takes you a little while longer to write, but it brings in traffic and keeps people reading, then that's probably the better. I know I would prefer a writer that could engage an audience over one that could just crank out a bunch of words. I have one of those. And I'm trying to teach my son how to do that, and he's learning. So definitely being able to connect is way better than just blasting out content. What's the name of your camera? It is the Allura Tech 4K. I did have the box here, but I might have put it away finally. Community chair. Whenever anybody has to talk to me in my office. Maybe. Yep, I think I actually put it away for a change. Let's see if I can find it real fast for you. I'll show you. Oh, now if I spell it right, I'll take 4K. Images. There we go. I don't want to go to the damn website. I want to see the picture. No, okay. So this is from B&H. If I do if we do this camera as a alternative for our 1,000 subscriber giveaway, I will wind up probably buying it from here. And here we go. There we go. This is my camera, the Logitech Live Pro 4K HD webcam. It is way better compared to the Logitech C920 that I've used for years. Don't get me wrong, the Logitech C920 is a really good camera. It does its job well, especially for smaller screens when you're streaming on Twitch. But this bad boy here made a huge difference in quality. And I don't know if you guys have seen my videos before versus after Christmas, because this bad boy made a huge difference. 8 megapixel CMOS sensor, the 90-degree horizontal field of view. It is massive. When you switch this bad boy to 4K, you can see my entire office from one wall to another. It's incredible. I still run it as 1080p. That way I'm able to pan and tilt without having to actually move the camera. So this is the guy that I'm talking about, and it says $179, but I can get it for $149 here in town. So if we do something like this for the giveaway, I will more than likely buy it from Micro Center and then ship it out to you. For one thing, I want to make sure that we get the right camera, because I don't want to just give away something that's crap. Audience connection, communication, bringing value. Check. Absolutely. Can you show us your cats? I can show you one of them. Come here, Coke. She got off. Come here, Coke. Cloak. Come on. Come on. Come on. You were just on me for the past hour and a half. Come on. Come on. Come see me. Come see me. She's half asleep. There we go. Well, that was half-assed. Come here. Oh, this is Coke. She's my bundle of chunk. Oh, that's my microphone. Yeah. So as soon as I can, though, I want to get her checked. I'm going to take her to the vet to make sure that she's okay with her thyroid, simply because she's the only one out of 5 that is massive. Well, round, I should say, not necessarily massive. But this is Cloak. Max has been on camera in past videos. Logan used to sit on the back of my chair all the time. Shadow has been in a ton of videos. She's my gray one that likes to meow on the microphone. I've got too many. She's ready to go out and drink water. Any techniques on paragraph shrinking could probably help out my workflow, make it less onerous. All right, so when you're trying to paragraph shrinking, I'm guessing you're trying to do recaps. Recaps, I hate recaps. A little witty. Yep, she's a bundle of fun. I hate doing recaps for the simple reason that a lot of the time they'll get rejected because they are too close to the source material, and Textbroker uses Copyscape. And if you hit a certain percentage over Copyscape, clients will send it back. Problem with a recap is that's what a recap is to recap the damn article. So you can't expect a 5% Copyscape score when you're doing a recap. It's really hard to do. I was able to finally do it, but it takes a lot of effort. And what I would suggest is start off with trying to make it as brief as possible with like if you have a paragraph that's like 4 or 5 sentences, see if you can do it inside of 2. And what I started doing was that if I had to do a recap, I would write the recap and then I would feed it into Copyscape's compare tool, it versus the original article. And then I would adjust the text to avoid being, well, plagiarized. It's really hard with a recap because certain information has to be specific. That's what a recap is. So like if you're doing a recap on, we'll say, Christmas. Christmas is going to be the damn keyword. So you can't flag me for that. It's crazy. You mean your cats have been there the whole time? I feel robbed. Yes. Normally, since I've gotten to my new house, I keep the door shut when I record because my house can get noisy once in a while. And my roommate, Dan, likes to come up and chat with me. So I have my recording light on a switch here on my desk. So when I turn it on, a red light flashes outside. He got it for me for my birthday. And I think I've added it to my Crossing Colorado Instagram. You can see the light on. Pretty cool. But he knows that if that light's on, do not disturb. Don't knock on my door. So I have to keep the door shut in order to get a decent recording. Like, what was it, last week? I had to try 5 times to record a video because my son was in the next room laughing it up. So I need to soundproof my room. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to put a cat door probably behind the entertainment center here underneath the TV, and my bedroom is right next door. So if I put one there at the bottom, then the cats can come in and out. I can show them where it's at. Then they can start visiting me again during recordings, which Max and Shadow love the camera. Every time I start talking, they have to be in my lap. They have to be in the shot. A lot of my earlier videos, you'll see a lot of cat pictures, a lot of photo bombs. Max used to walk around behind me all the time. So, can you have one of them talk into the microphone? Shadow would, but I don't know where Shadow's at the moment. Shadow's my talker. She loves to meow, and she'll meow right into the microphone. She's done it a few times in past videos. I can't remember exactly what video it was, but there was one video where she would not shut up. I had to put her down because I couldn't record my own video. She was helping, and so I had to kick her out of the office because she would just meow. I'm sitting there petting her. I'm giving her everything she wants. She just wanted to be part of the show. And Max, when I'm talking, she likes to lay up against my chest and then put her face right here. And I think I've got a couple of videos with her in it too. But for the most part, when I lived in Westminster, Max, you can see Max walking around in the background quite a bit. Do I have any dogs? I do. I have a very old mix. She's not necessarily mine. She's Dan's dog, but she's still the house dog. So I treat her as though she's mine. And she goes out with me all the time. Whenever there's fireworks, she's under my desk. But she is a mixed breed. She's black and white, almost looks like a Dalmatian type, but she's got a completely black saddle on her back. I can't remember exactly what kind of dog she is. I want to say a sheepdog of some kind, but she's a mutt, and she was abused as a puppy. So when Dan got her, she's really skittish of males. She loves women like you wouldn't believe. Like my ex-girlfriend, Penny loved her, and Penny tolerates me. She'll hide under my desk if there's fireworks, but I got cat hair in my mouth. She'll hide under my desk when there's fireworks, but don't pet her. Every time I try to brush her, like I have a rubber brush that I try to sweep hair off her back as she's walking by, but it doesn't always work that way. Yeah, I got 7 cats and a dog, but I've also got 2,400 square feet, so you don't really notice all the animals when you have that much room. And like I said, I can isolate my office. But once I get the door or the cat door installed in the wall, you'll probably see more of Max and Shadow. Definitely Shadow. Like I'm kind of shocked she's not pawing under the door. She's probably asleep. Yeah. So what? Yeah, unfortunately I can't make Cloak meowing demand. Now, if it was morning, because her mom is like 900 years old, and so she's on a special diet, and so I give her a little bit of whipping cream with her soft cat food. to keep fat on her because she's ancient. And whenever Mama is in the bathroom, because I feed her in my personal bathroom, because that keeps her away from everybody else, so she can eat. First thing this fat girl does, it drive me up a wall wanting to get Mama's food. So if I did a video at about 7 o'clock in the morning, you'd definitely get an earful of Cloak. Huh. Pretty girl. Yes, you are. Oh, big gun. Being that you work for content mills, do you believe that writers should have a niche? I personally don't. Yeah. I kind of agree with Diana. I don't either. I know a lot of freelance writers prefer that you have a niche because there are benefits to it, but it also limits what you can do. I never had a niche. When I was working with writing with Textbroker, I wrote everything. I first started as a niche writer. I wrote computers and networking and business stuff because that's what I did. I ran a computer store. I was the CEO for 4 years. I have quite an extensive knowledge of computers and networking. And so I would just focus on that. Problem is that I also didn't get much work. And then I kept seeing all these articles popping up on animals and travel. And there's another one. Was it marketing? I'm trying to remember. It was a long time ago. There's been a lot of categories added to Textbroker since I started. But all these other articles were getting, or all these other categories were getting so many articles. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. So I started diving into all these other categories, and I found that I love writing about animals. I love writing about travel. So I expanded, and it got to the point to where I was writing articles in every single category of Textbroker. So I was able to keep writing constantly. With content mill specifically, I definitely don't. Yeah, I don't either. Being in business for yourself, though, that's different. Yeah. So the difference is that when you're a niche writer, you become pretty much an expert in your field, and you become more valuable for that specific industry. So if I wanted to say I wanted to be nothing but a social media marketing guru, so that's all the effort I put into everything. Sure, that makes me valuable. People pay me a lot of money to do that one specific thing. But what if that work dries up? If, say, that the client you had went out of business, or they decided to go a different route. I've seen that happen. So if you focus too much on one niche, then you're kind of leaving yourself in the open when there's no work available. So that's why I would prefer to be more of a generalist writer. I can write anything really well. And I write everything from a professional standpoint. So you can't even tell that I'm not an expert or that I've never done it before. I've demonstrated that earlier with that article that I want to write for the composting. I've never done it before, but I guarantee you won't know the difference because I am, not to toot my own horn, that good. But that's what made me such a success, is that I was able to bounce around so often, and I would put every bit of effort I could into each piece. And so I don't focus on just one niche. I can see why some people would want to, because you'd make more money in the short term, but I'm more focused about the long term. I'm able to adapt. So I would rather just be a generalist. I write commercials. I write content for commercials. Right on. Contracts. I build ads. Nice. I do digital marketing as well to help me with copy. Nice. That's a good thing. Definitely. If you can diversify. Like when I write for clients, I do Photoshop screenshots and screen caps. I'm going to be doing videos here soon for tutorials. And all those I write myself. So the more you can add as a writer to be flexible, the better off. That's one thing that I kind of liked about Fiverr, is that you can add all those extra services. And if somebody bought them, you can make quite a bit. But I don't know. I still wound up making more money just writing content. Nowadays, though, it's a different story. You can be all kinds of flexible, and people will throw money your way. So that's pretty cool. Digital marketing ads. I don't know if I've ever done anything like that. I've been playing around with doing some more graphic design work, but like I said before, with all the different projects I got going on, I just don't have time to put into all the things I want to do, which is a bummer because there's a lot of things I want to do. But if I want my blogs to be a success in 2021, I need to sacrifice some of the cool stuff. Plus, I think I really like the ebook idea, so I'm gonna get started on that ASAP. Do that KDP walkthrough. Maybe I can make a series like that, dude. KDP walkthrough, episode 1. Make a video of it. Coming to a theater near you. Probably not. Okay, guys, I am dry-throated, getting tired. It's getting late, but that's the hard part about doing live streams is that I really love talking to you guys. So I have a lot of fun, and if I don't stop, I'm going to start rambling. I'll fall asleep on you. But if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always hit me up on social media, on Twitter and Facebook, or use the contact form on WriterSanctuary.com's website. And I also have a new outro for the videos. I don't know if you've seen. Oh, probably not. It won't be out until Wednesday. I have a new video coming out on Wednesday that has an outro video that I'm pretty proud of. It didn't come out nearly as cool as I wanted it to. Friday's video will, but it shows all the social dealies on it. And I do Instagram now. I'm going to be doing more Instagram pictures soon. More like a behind the scenes type thing. But it is writer.sanctuary on Instagram. And if you guys ever have any questions or comments or concerns, I'm pretty easy to reach. My Patreon, or not Patreon, now you got me talking about Patreon. My Buy Me a Coffee supporters have access to the members only Discord, but I am very active on Twitter. So if you have Twitter or even care, I am super easy to reach on Twitter. Writing. Have you ever tried Awai? I don't know what that is. Google. Where were we before Google? American Writers and Artists. Copyright training. Ooh. American Writers and Artists Institute. Teach you how to begin writing for money. See, now this is something I was debating on doing at one point was Udemy. I was debating on doing classes on Udemy. I can't remember who suggested it. I think it might have been Ron or maybe Joel about a year or so ago. And I was thinking about doing some Udemy classes, but this looks promising. And I'm always keen on expanding my knowledge. So I would probably take some classes while giving some classes. Nice. Yeah. Remember login, resources, box training, right? Must be got seller pricing alert. Ooh, this one looks like one of those more expensive layouts. Also, there's a couple of master classes I wouldn't mind taking either. Because even though I am really good at what I do, and I've developed quite a bit of success from it, there's nothing wrong with honing your skills. I'm always practicing, I'm always learning, I'm always reading on ways to improve. Crash course and BDP content. I might take a couple of these. Because it's practice. The more ingrained you get this information into your head, the better you are in the long run. So I will keep that one open. Signed up for Awai, didn't do it. Absolute fail. I didn't like the sales part of it. Even what I'm doing is sales. Well, everybody has different experiences. There was one course that it wasn't Udemy, it was another one that I really didn't like that seemed like everybody loved. Scully didn't show up tonight. Well, that's all right. Scully's busy. If you don't know Scully's House of Thrillers, he does live readings on Sundays. He's an author, and his live readings are pretty cool. I got to watch him live read Pulp Fiction, which is one of my favorite movies, and the moment I joined the channel was the moment he was reading one of my favorite scenes from the movie, so it was pretty cool. He did Edgar Allan Poe last night, so he does a live stream every Sunday. So if you want to listen to that, he does some pretty cool videos. Copywriting, they say to hand copy existing material. Somehow it's meant to get the technique ingrained. I haven't done that either. Yeah. Well, there's a reason why teachers have students write everything down on paper, is because it does help you remember. But I don't think you have to go to that extent. I did fairly well just by doing a lot of research in Google. When I first started learning how to write, I spent hours upon hours in Google figuring out how to do AP style, how to fix comma usage. I even went through some of my old college books, which is kind of bad because my college books were more focused on Oxford style, which is completely different than AP. So I had to kind of forget some of that stuff. I missed Edgar Allan Poe. You did. He read Black Cat, I think. I think that was last night. I wanted to watch it, but by the time he got on, I was just so tired because he streams it much later. Like, I think at about, what time was it? I think it was closer to 8 or 9 my time, and by then I was pretty much done. I just spent all day doing the blog post. I was getting today's video ready. I had some stuff for the gaming site I had to do. By the time he went live, I'm like, I just can't. I'm so tired. So I missed last night's, but the reading of Pulp Fiction was pretty cool. I liked it. He did the whole... It almost sounded like he was going ASMR with it. So I was getting some ideas about what I want to do. I'm not going to read somebody else's thing. I think when I do the ASMR video, it's going to be something I write. So it's going to be all 100% me, baby. And he did give me some ideas about using music in the background and visuals. So I think I'm going to try doing something similar, kind of ripping off Scully. But I'll give him a shout out and a link to his page. I don't know. When you have something good, it's kind of hard, especially when you're trying to make YouTube videos, because everybody wants you to be unique, but with so much content out there, it's really almost impossible. I forget who, but I signed up for an email course. I can look it up on my email. They get swap files and write them by hand. Again, I can't vouch. I don't know. Some things I'm really skittish about. Like, there's one content mill that's out there that wants you to pay to have access to their database. I'm like, I'm a firm believer in you shouldn't have to pay to work. And so I will never use that site. And I can't remember what site it is offhand, but they advertise all over Facebook, and it pisses me off, because I think you should have if you're willing to work, I think you should be able to work. I don't think you should have to hand over $40 a month in the off chance that you might get a job. It's wrong. You should shout him out. He's an interesting guy. Yes, he is, very. I've watched several of his videos, and at one point he wanted to do a collab, so I'm not sure. I would love to do a collaboration with Scully, but I don't know. I feel kind of intimidated because he's a published author and I'm not. I just feel like I'm not at his level, so I don't know how well that'll work. But paying to work is stupid. Absolutely agree. Paying to work is dumb. That's never. If you come across a content mill or a content site or a writer site that says you need to pay us $40 to have access to our database, so it'll get you all kinds of jobs, don't do it. For the most part, those lists are easily scraped from Google. You can spend an hour and come up with the exact same list of stuff. I've done it before for game writing. There was a game blogging site that had that would have a subscriber fee, and then they would show you a list of all the websites you can write for games. And so I was proving a point, and I can't remember if it was to my son or somebody else, but I was proving a point that those lists are full of shit. And sure enough, I was able to, within an hour and a half, almost create the entire list verbatim just by using Google. So definitely don't pay to work. Yes, you should do a collab. I would love to, but like I said, I feel intimidated because I'm not at that level. I haven't published anything, and so I'd feel like, I don't know. It's weird. That's where the imposter syndrome starts kicking my ass. I'll drop this too. At your suggestion from the last live stream, I got a green lighted first post on Vocal Media. Nice. Essentially a long form Twitter rant. But I'd like to do more. Sounds interesting. So that's nice. Hey, if it works. I did well, I've got a $5 tip from Vocal just recently. And right now I'm sitting at $5.22. So far in January, I've made 36 cents. Okay, so that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you consider that on average, my Vocal account has only made like 10 cents a month, 36 cents isn't really all that bad. And I only have like 6 articles on it at the moment. Where do I at? Submitted, published, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 9 articles on Vocal. 2 of them I wrote 3 years ago. 1 of them I wrote a year ago. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 articles this month so far. And I got a $5 tip from one of them. So if you're able to write some decent content that people want to read, it does have potential for making some money on it. So that's why I'm kind of want to push more of the Vocal, Hub Pages, and Medium, because it's a way to blog without actually owning a blog. So you don't make as much in the long run because you have to share that income with Vocal anyway for the however they figure ad revenue. Probably per visitor, for popularity. I'm not sure how they run it. But I make more on my personal blogs than I do with Vocal. But I'm still going to do it because I think the last video I demonstrated how, as a freelance writer, my name, if you put in Michael Brockbank Writer, I am all over Google. You can see my Vocal site, my Hub Pages, Medium, Green Geeks, all the stuff I have published everywhere on the internet is in the first 2 pages. So it's definitely a way to expand yourself if that's what you want to get into. Writer's Work has you pay. That's why I wouldn't suggest it. Oh, okay. See, I haven't looked at it yet. All right. I'm going to blog about it. Paying to work equals scam. Absolutely. Never, never, never. Yeah, I don't mind bashing a party on my blog. Charge me. Yeah. Oh, now I want to write it just to write a blog post out of spite. I'm a very spiteful person. Michael bragging about himself. Oh yeah, I am a publicity whore, as Kevin Smith would say. But for the longest time, when I first started blogging, I wanted to be, when you searched for my name in Google, there was a doctor and a lawyer that took up the first 2 pages. I'm like, I'm not either one of those. And so I felt kind of bad about myself. So I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'm going to knock these fuckers off the list. So that's been my goal for the past 5 years, is to remove both the other Michael Brockbanks from Google. And so far, I kicked the doctor off the front page. The only one that's beat me now is the lawyer. And I think that's probably because he's got paid ads on the side. So I don't know if I'll be able to kick him off until I actually publish a book. And then I could be competing against a lawyer versus an author. So that's going to be interesting. But the battle for Google continues. And it's one I intend to win. But right now, if you Google my name, my images, and I own like half of the first page of Google. And that's just from Michael Brockbank. So, yeah. I'm all about whooping the lawyer off the Google page. Well, like I said, though, he's pretty successful, so I don't know if I'll be able to kick him off, but I'm going to try. It's as a noble goal. Yeah, it is. It's a way to gamify it. And I'm all about gamifying. If you can find a way to gamify writing in any way, blogging or fitness or exercise, losing weight, any way you can gamify anything, it makes the process that much easier because you're no longer focused on the negative aspect of it. You're more having fun. So every word that I write for my blogs makes me look better to Google to kick that lawyer off of front page. It becomes a competition now. So here we go. Let's take a look. We're going to do an example, and then I'm probably going to wrap it up because I am getting pretty tired. So if I do just my name, Michael Brockbank. Oh, look at that. Instagram for Crossing Colorado, Twitter. Oh, that's my old computer center. I have computer center. That's so sad. Then Facebook, but that's going to be a general listing of all Michael Brockbank profiles. Oh, there we go. There's my Facebook page for WriterSanctuary. LinkedIn. Oh, find a lawyer. See, damn it. He's still there. And then michaelbrockbank.com. And then the law offices. But look at the images. Those three are me. That was back when I weighed 260, 270. I still think this picture is better. I don't know why. I weighed 230 in that, and I weighed 220 in this one. But I like this one better. I don't know why. I think maybe because this one looks too bright. I think I used too much flash in that one. Yeah, see, I've got 2 more positions to beat him off on. That didn't come out right. I got 2 positions to kick him off of. So, page 2, Green Geeks, Pinterest, Medium. Let's see. Okay, so there's Green Geeks, Pinterest, Medium, LinkedIn. That's not me, though. That is, Canada. Buy Me Coffee, that's me. Constant Content, that's me too. That's not me. That is. That isn't. That is. Oh, Predator Prey. Predator and Prey comes up on the second page. Right on. That's another one I want to fix up. Is that's a short story in Wattpad that I wrote. It has a twist ending. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna spruce that one up too. But anyway, that's what I mean by try to get your name out there as much as possible. So if I was to look for Michael Brockbank writer, you can see that I'm WriterSanctuary. There's me. Green Geeks, Instagram, Constant Content, LinkedIn. This is what a client or an employer will see if they put in my name with the suffix of writer. We've got my Facebook page. You got my Buy Me a Coffee profile. We got my Pinterest account, which I really haven't done anything with, which I should do. There's hub pages, local media, Twitter. God, I've got so many. This is my gaming one. I haven't logged into that in ever. That's not me. That is. Ah, that changed. I didn't have as many before in the last one. Oh, look. And all my images. These are from Wattpad. But anyway, that's what I mean about trying to get your name out there as much as possible, because then they can see just how diverse you are, and they can go through and look at your content and see if that's something that they'd like. So, yes, Michael, we get it. You're a celebrity. I know. Pat myself on the back. My bad. Sorry. Wasn't trying to boast too much, but when you get to a certain point, you got to feel quite a bit of pride in yourself. You don't want to be conceited, but realize that for me, it took 9 years to get to this point. And so I'm pretty proud of what I've accomplished since then. Ron Kincaid, I hope everybody has a good week. Good night, Ron. Thank you for joining. Sorry, the video's still going. I wanted to shut it down 20 minutes ago. But now we're down to 5 concurrent viewers, so I think it's time to call it a night. But like I said, I'm not trying to be boastful. On the contrary, I'm incredibly shy, very introvert, and I still struggle with imposter syndrome quite often, where I don't feel I'm good enough. But it's not as bad as it used to be. And going through and spending a few moments to see all the things I've accomplished in the last 9 years helps out a lot. And so it makes you feel better and you feel pride in yourself. So that's what happens. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope I answered everybody's questions. Sorry, Jermaine, if I missed any of yours. I'm looking back and I don't think I got them all. Dark blue ink. I'm going to check that out. Yeah, I think I've got everything answered. So, yeah, I know. I was just joking. I figured as much. Sometimes I do feel like that I might be bragging or boasting, and I'm not trying to brag. I'm just highlighting that I've come a long way. And I'm excited. I'm about to hit 1,000 subscribers. The blog is taken off like a rocket. Everything is just working so well. In fact, I was toying with the idea of starting my own writing service, but finding a way to incorporate external countries like Africa and where's another one? I get questions all the time on Facebook about African writers, like especially in South Africa, Kenya, and Nigeria. And these are, I know, scams, but some of these have been serious writers who want to write, and they just don't have those opportunities there. And I'm thinking, I wonder if I can start a business where it's kind of like Textbroker or maybe even something like Vocal, where I can get some of these writers that are in smaller countries access to being able to write, make a decent living. Because I had a conversation with one recently, and they get paid crap, and like some of them will get articles. There's a middleman that'll get the article from Textbroker and then have them write the piece, so you know they're not making shit on the article. And so, the philanthropist that I am, I would love to start a business where I can incorporate some of that. So I don't know. That's still far down the road. So we'll have to see. But I don't know. The way things are going this year, I might be having it open by June. Don't quote me on that though, because I have way too much shit to do. So, but anywho, thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. I enjoy every moment I spend with my viewers. And if you ever have any questions, comments, or concerns, even if you just want to just hang out or shoot the breeze or pick my brain about something, I answer questions all the time on Twitter. Like if somebody recently asked me how to do something in WordPress, I can't remember what it was, but it was a pretty easy fix. Stuff like that, feel free. I'm at my desk way too much, 16 hours a day. So I need a life. Have a good evening, everybody, and I will see you on Wednesday. And don't forget, if you haven't voted on the current poll for what we're doing for 1,000 subscribers, now's a good time to go do it. And that's at WriterSanctuary.com. You click on the current poll in the top nav bar, and I'll take you to the page, and you just vote. So we love you too, Michael. Oh, thank you very much, Diana. Have a good evening.